Hello, I'm DeDe. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll do some continuous movements that are repetitive, sometimes gentle and sometimes athletic, to encourage a balanced and mindful state of awareness. We want this steady mental state because it helps us offset some of the detrimental effects of stress. And of course, we always want to be able to do that. So this is what you'll need. A yoga mat turned in the same direction that I have mine, unless you're on a carpet, and then you might be okay. A folded towel, some water that you can drink periodically for hydration. You probably won't need your shoes or your socks. As usual, you need plenty of space, and give yourself permission to do only what feels right for you and to skip something if it doesn't feel right. All right, now we're going to come down. So some people like to come down on the floor this way, as long as you don't come crashing down on your knee. That's one way to get down. I want you to come down the way that works for you. We're going to be lying on our back. In order for your neck to be comfortable, you may need a little bit of elevation under your head. If you don't need it though, don't put it there. But if you need it, put it there now. And then we'll roll onto our back and we'll come to a relaxed position here. So you're centered. Keep your knees bent, or you can straighten your legs out. If you do straighten your legs out, maybe move them to kind of a wide stance and let your toes roll out to the sides. Make sure your shoulders are down away from your ears. And let's place one hand on our abdomen and the other hand on our mid-ribs. And we're doing this just so we can plot the path of our inhales. So as you inhale, try to draw the air down toward the hand that's on your abdomen first, and then you'll feel your ribs move, and then fill into your chest, and then you'll exhale completely, letting all the air go in any order. So let's practice that. Eyes are closed if that's okay for you. Come back to this position later on in our practice. Let your eyes open now, and if your legs are straight, let's bend one knee, followed by the other knee, and place your feet flat down. Now try not to turn your head continuously to look at me. Look at me when you need to, and then bring your head back to the center. All right, we'll draw one knee in toward the chest, followed by the other knee. Pull the knees in with the hands, and then we'll alternate one heel pressing up, and then the other heel pressing up. Just alternating the heels, feeling the stretch in the back of the leg, feeling a little bit of tension maybe in the shin and the top of the foot. Now bring your elbows out kind of wide and place your hands on your outer thighs, and then press your heels outward a bit and support your leg with your hand. Make sure you offer that support with your hand. So you should feel some hamstring stretch. That's the back of your thigh. Maybe some stretch in your calf muscles and your inner thighs as well. Now let's come back to the center. Relax your ankles and circle around in one direction with your feet. And then the other direction. And then relax your ankles, just let your feet be floppy, hands on your knees. Let's circle one knee clockwise and one knee counterclockwise. Now we're using the arms to create the motion here. Feel what's happening in your lower back. At some point your lower back is flatter, and then at some point it has its natural curve. Let's reverse. Remember, the arms are doing all the work. Limbering up through the hips and the lower back. All right, now we take one foot down to the mat, followed by the other. Bend your elbows and let's do some wrist circles and some finger limbering so they can take place at the same time. Don't forget to include your thumbs in the limbering as well. Now let's make a light fist and circle and flex and extend the wrists. Start to create a little bit of fatigue maybe in your forearms. Can you feel that? All right, and then relax your wrists. Let's turn over onto our side and we'll press ourselves up. Use your hands to do that. Now you may want to sit on your folded towel. We're going to sit upright with our knees bent and our feet apart, and then we have our fists or our fingertips or our palms down just underneath the shoulders. Inhale. As you exhale, your knees go to one side and you're pulling your opposite shoulder back. And then inhale to the center and exhale to the other side. So notice how wide apart the feet are. Let's keep going. Inhale, exhale. The legs should not interfere with one another. That's one of the reasons why we started with our feet wide apart. All right, now next time we're going to turn all the way around in the same direction as our knees. Ready? Inhale to the center. Exhale, turn all the way around. And then we'll switch. So you still have that option of being flat on your palms, up on your fists, or up on your fingertips. Try to stay as upright as you can with your torso. That means your hands are in close to you, not too far away. This is one of my favorite twists, especially when we're limbering at the beginning of our practice. Last one. Now let's come to a seated position. So, drawing your towel over and sitting with your legs folded, sitting right at the edge of the folded towel. That's an option if you feel like you're sitting back or your knees are up or both. That can help you. You can also move your feet further out in front of you to allow your knees to drop. In any event, sitting up on the folded towel or not, get comfortable here. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Now let's inhale, the arms sweep back, a little bit behind us, and then exhale, arms come forward. Now let's do this. Inhale, just a little bit leaning forward, and then just a little bit leaning back. Exhale. And we'll do it again. Couple more. Last one. All right, we'll come back to an upright position, and then we'll reverse our legs. Once again, find comfort, balance, find neutral with your back. Inhale, exhale over to this side, and then we'll switch. So as a general rule, the higher you sit with your hips, the easier it is to sit up straight and tall with your legs folded. So if you need to sit up on 2 towels, you can grab another towel. If you need to fold your existing towel another time so it's a little taller, you can do that. We're not going to be seated here for too much longer though. Let's do one more to each side. Coming back to center. Now we'll come to a hands and knees position where you're probably going to feel more comfortable if you have some extra padding under your knees. So you can use your folded towel for that. You have the option here as well to be up on your fists or flat on your palms. I want you to do what feels suitable for you. Shoulders are right over the wrists and the knees are right under the hips. Now let's tuck the toes under for a moment. Just get a little toe stretch going there. Shoulders away from ears. Use your abdominal muscles to draw your navel up and in. And then inhale. And as you exhale, reach your right arm forward with your thumb up. Inhale to come down. Exhale, left arm goes forward. And then we'll keep going, alternating with the breath. So we're not just supporting with that supporting arm, we're pushing the ground away with that supporting arm. And that really changes the muscle recruitment and the way we're stabilizing our shoulder and our upper back. So make sure you're not just simply hanging out here, you're actually driving your hand firmly down and pushing the floor away. All right, let's stop, untuck your toes, and then we'll come down into some version of child's pose. This easier one, this one that's a little more challenging, and this one that's even more challenging. See if you can find your breathing to be rhythmic and flowing, like that state of flow that we're trying to get our mind and body into. Let's come back to our hands and knees. Fists or palms. This time we're not tucking the toes under. Shoulders away from ears. Use your abdominal muscles. Push the ground away with your hands and your knees. Inhale. Flex your right foot as you exhale. Press the right leg back. And then inhale, bring it down. When you're ready to exhale, left leg, press the heel back. And we'll keep going. Now do your best to not tilt your hips from side to side. And that takes quite a bit of awareness and a bit of core stability. So make sure you have both of those things to the best of your ability. Awareness of your body alignment. A mirror really helps with that. And then make sure you really switch on the core stability here. Pushing the ground away with your hands and your knee really helps. One more. All right, and then back into your version of child's pose, whatever that looks like. All right, and then we're coming up one more time in the hands and knees position. All those same directions apply here. Now we'll inhale and we'll do right arm and left leg for the exhale. Let's keep going, alternating sides. Now from the time that we start crawling, we're utilizing some of these muscles in our core that correspond with opposite arm and leg. So if you think about crawling, crawling is opposite arm and leg. Once a baby gets the hang of it and they stop scooting around, some babies start with scooting, don't they? So once they start realizing opposite arm and leg really propels them forward, then they've really tapped into the power of some of their core muscles. And that's what we're doing here with the opposite arm and leg. We also do it every time we go up and down stairs, every time we walk, every time we jog, every time we hike. Are you still holding your torso as still as you can? Are you still pushing the ground away? Let's do two more. All right, now a different version of child's pose. It can still be an easier version, but I want you to reach your arms further forward. If you're sitting all the way back, then you can try reaching your arms all the way forward. And for this, we do want to be on our palms, and we want our hands about shoulder joint distance apart. All right, let's come forward now. Inhale, make a straight line from your knees up through the crown of your head, and then exhale back. Let's do that a few times. As soon as you start to come forward, press the shoulders away from the ears, stretch out like you're trying to scoot forward on your mat, and then exhale. And maybe your shoulders come up closer to your ears when you're here. That's okay. So repetitive motion. This is getting into the more athletic region, isn't it? This requires core strength, upper body strength, arm strength, and stability. All right, now we'll pick our knees up each time. So you can watch first if you need to. Inhale, tuck your toes, lift your knees. Exhale, back. And we'll do it again. This time it's a straight line from heels through the crown of the head. Shoulders away from ears, push the ground away with your toes and your hands. Now, if you absolutely can't do this with your palms flat, of course, once you get here, you can switch over to fists. That's always your option. Now this time, we come forward, lift the knees up, that's plank pose. Inhale, downward facing dog for the exhale. Stay here, alternate your heels. Keep going with that. Pushing the arms forward, like you're trying to push your mat forward, if you're on a mat, and then stretching your heel toward the ground. So feel what's happening in both parts of your body, upper body, lower body. Think about turning your tailbone up toward the sky. All right, now press both heels down evenly. So that's a static or holding still downward facing dog. And then come forward into plank, so one straight line. Inhale there. As you exhale, bring your knees down and your feet down. Now, elbows to the back. Lower yourself all the way down, shoulders away from ears. Neck is in line with the rest of the spine. So now we're resting on the ground. Pull your shoulders back. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Now let's do a few cobras using less arm power and more back muscle. Can you do that with your legs narrow? Press your pelvis down, lift your chest. Inhale as you rise. Exhale to come down. One more time, cobra, inhale. Now come up into plank and then exhale, downward facing dog. How did you do with that? We'll do that one a few times. All right, you're going to pick up your right foot and step it forward. So step, and then take your hand behind your heel if you need to, and step the rest of the way. Now we bring our knee down onto the extra padding. Shrug your shoulders back and down. Inhale, sweep the arms, and then exhale them down. Do it again. Can you go a little higher with your arms? Can you bring your hips at least a little bit forward of your back knee? Can your eyes go with your fingertips? Let's do one more. All right, now your hands come down, tuck your back foot, lift your back knee, and step back into downward facing dog. So take your time, sink your heels down. Now let's stretch out into plank. Inhale, one long straight line. Exhale, knees down, feet down, chest and pelvis down. If you come crashing down, don't go all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. One more cobra, inhale. And then peel yourself off the mat, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we step the left foot forward, and then we take our hand behind the heel and step all the way up to the front. Drop your knee down, drop your foot down. This front knee is over the ankle. Let's sweep the arms up, inhale. And then this time as you exhale, arms go up behind. Do that again. So make it as big or as small as you want. Pay attention to how it feels so you know if it's the right range of motion for you or not. All right, now we take both of our hands down on the inside of our front foot, lift the back knee, and we'll take away the extra padding for now. Turn the toes out. Now we're facing one another. Slowly take your hands on your legs. Your knees are bent. And then we'll start to hinge up, rising all the way up. Inhale. Hands together in front of the heart center. Sit back and down as you exhale. And we'll do it again. So big arms, big sweep. And again. One more time. And then our hands come all the way down. Walking back around to that original side. Let's come down now onto our side. And then we'll lie all the way down. So again, I offer you that option of having a pillow under your head if you need it. If you don't need it, just keep your towel off to the side. So now we lie down, just like we did at the beginning. Shoulders away from ears. And then the option, just like at the beginning, to straighten your legs out. Now, different than we did at the beginning, our arms will be at our sides with the inner elbows and the palms turned up. Let your toes roll out to the sides. Close your eyes just for a few moments. So now our breath can be soft and natural. It doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be anything other than just enough to sustain you. And then try to close your eyes lightly, softly. Relax all the muscles in your face. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue. Let your shoulders be heavy. Arms are heavy. Your fingers are relaxed. Your legs are relaxed. Your toes are soft. Let your pelvis be very heavy and grounded. Let's start to increase the depth of our breath. So breathe in a little more deeply and exhale for a little bit longer. Now move your toes and your fingers gently. And then we'll bend one knee and place that foot on the mat. Same with the other. And then draw one knee into your chest, and same with the other. And then we'll rock gently from side to side. Let your arms do most of the work here, pulling your legs over, pulling your legs over. So you may have to open your eyes periodically to see what I'm demonstrating, but if you'd like to keep your eyes closed while you rock, that's okay. All right, let's straighten out our left leg. Our right knee stays bent, and we're going to gently draw the right knee across. Take your right arm off to the right in the opposite direction of the right knee. And then we'll stay here in our spinal twist. All right, let's come back to center. And we'll trade the bent leg for the straight leg. Draw the knee across, your opposite arm reaches opposite. Gently coming back to center and carefully rolling over onto our side, and we're helping ourselves up. Pressing up with the hands, coming to a comfortable seated position, whether you're sitting on your folded towel or just sitting flat. Roll your shoulders back and down. So how do you feel now? Do you feel a little calmer, more grounded? Do you feel like you got into that steady state of mind-body flow? I hope so. As usual, thank you for joining me, and until next time, be well.